Well, they're out there and they didn't bring a backhoe. Looks like they've just got shovels. You can see to get a 7x9 is 300 bucks. But with her 60% off code, it would only be 120, which is a good deal compared to what I'm finding on Amazon. The photographer is a friend of mine, and she's very much an enabler when it comes to plants. I was over here observing this wild beautifulness that they've got in all these different places, and she told me to take to deadhead plants. So here I am. That's my third and fourth echinacea, and then I got two pink ones. Okay, so it calls for 2 cloves of garlic minced. Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for stopping by and watching our shenanigans. So I'm starting this week's vlog here on a Sunday because it's a pretty nice, peaceful Sunday. My husband and I have just been both working in the yard. He's mowing and weed eating. I am watering all of our plants. I weeded the kitchen garden, and I had to come through and put this rose here back up on the trellis because parts of it were falling down. And one thing I did too is my brick border here along the landscape bed that goes from the front and then all along the side. This is a shade garden over here. My hostas are now about 2 years old and they're getting more and more established. And they're getting big. You can see here some of these were flowing outside of the border here. So I came through and I moved my bricks and just kind of like humped them out a bit in the places where they're needed. Just wanted to kind of, I guess, add this into the vlog to show that we spend probably, I don't know, a good 6 or 8 hours a week just maintaining our landscape, which we both love to do. So that's not a hindrance or anything, but that's just realistically how long it takes. More time consuming now dealing with a heat wave. I also like to come through and hose off the brick after my husband's gone through and weed eated. And because these plants stay in shade like this from the house, I can overhead water them so they always look better. I'm just curious, do you think men ever think about how long it takes a woman to pick out a rug for a living room? Y'all, I've been researching this for a bit and I'm looking at a couple of different sites. Thought I would show you some of my saved pics and some of my inspirational things. Trying to decide. I would love to get something in this week before the tables come, or when the tables come. So here are some that I found on Amazon, and if you remember in that last video I mentioned bringing some color into our living room with the accent pieces. This one may be a little too bold for me. Love this one. Okay, then we've got this one. I love the look of this room, and our furniture is this dark. So I'm really loving that vibe. Got this one. This one. So you can kind of see the vibe I'm going for. And I just want to mention too, this website, this is Boutique Rugs, and one of my favorite YouTubers, her name is Hannah's Happy Home, and she does a lot of decor makeover type stuff. She has a 60% off coupon code for this website, and that's why I came to check it out, because I love her style and she's really good at it. You can see to get a 7x9 is 300 bucks, but with her 60% off code, it would only be 120. Which is a good deal compared to what I'm finding on Amazon. They do have this one in a washable option, but the coloring is a little bit different and I don't like it as much. Anyways, tons of sizes, of course, but that's pretty awesome. Just love that. Okay, so not something I expected to happen today, but we have a water leak in our front yard. You can see here, my husband dug it up. that is our water main, and we've actually had problems with it on numerous occasions. My husband has had to dig all the way up to like pretty halfway up our yard before, because the leak was on our side, which means it's our responsibility. So we noticed water pooling. You can see here this is a little bit of a hill and it slopes down to the road, and it was going off into the road like that, which again has happened before because this sets on a hill. So anytime there's a leak anywhere in that our water main, it runs out into the road. So my husband came home really quick on like his lunch, I guess. He's like my total superhero. Came home and dug this up and concluded it's on their side, which means they have to fix it, which is actually the first time that's ever happened. So they are going to come with a backhoe and go right through my flower bed. The water main comes right here, goes out that way to the road, and then actually like lives in the middle of the road. And my husband said he probably wouldn't try to go around plants or anything. And then he texted me and let me know the guy said he'd be here in 30 minutes. I'm like, oh my God. You can see here's the main. So they'll probably go in this way with the backhoe. So right here in this grass, and then potentially this guy. I think I'm just going to dig up these two. This is a bulb I put in this year that's a caladium, and this is a grass that's been there 2 years now. The biggest issue though is that this is all landscape fabric. So what I'm going to have to do is move all the mulch, cut the landscape fabric and pull it back that way and this way, move my plants so that they've got an area they can just come in and work. Okay, I was able to pull that all back. And this side, you can see how much water was underneath that plant. That's right where that plant was, and that's right where this main is. And it just so happened to perfectly fit in this bucket. I think it's like a chlorine bucket, but anyways, had a really nice big root on it. It's a 2-year-old grass plant, so definitely don't want to lose this guy. Whoa, that's heavy. I'm just gonna stick it in the shade, and maybe I can just plop it back in the ground if they get it all fixed today. Well, they're out there and they didn't bring a backhoe. Looks like they've just got shovels, but it does look like my plant that was right there would have been in the way. Tater, guy, what are you doing? You are all kinds of ridiculous. Anyways, one of the guys just left, so I'm assuming going to get materials, but looks like they didn't dig super far away, so maybe the problem is just right before you get to the road. So they fixed our water leak, and it was actually not far beyond that plant, which is ironic. I think the water leak was actually right under that plant that I dug up, so that was great. Didn't have to trench or anything. I just made me some Spanish rice for kind of like a late lunch. I don't usually get hungry until like 2 or 3, but I feel like my body's on this weird summer routine. I don't really want to eat supper till like 9 o'clock at night, but that's late because I go to bed pretty early. So I usually cook around 6:37 for supper. Tonight we'll be in town though because Konnor's getting his senior pictures done. So we'll probably be eating later in town after that. We're gonna eat groceries and stuff too. And so I just thought I would share that, and also that I've been drinking these Bellamy Body Hydrate Boost. I guess that's what that's called. It's just like a powder that you put in water. This is a coconut colada, which is my favorite flavor. Last month I bought the variety pack because my future daughter-in-law is selling these. They're like one of those things you gotta buy through someone. But anyways, I thought I drink water every day, all day long. And I like regular plain water, but it's fun to like shake it up every once in a while. So these are supposed to hydrate you like 3 times more than just water in itself. So some vitamins and electrolytes, stuff like that. So anyways, put that in my big cup every day. I definitely have one of these as soon as I come in from gardening all the time. And then sometimes I just have them randomly because they're good. So I want to just mention that one thing I try to do, because I'm a productive human, but I'm also just kind of obsessed with being productive, is while I'm doing something, I try and do multiple other things. So while I'm up from my desk making me something for lunch, I also loaded the dishwasher and then I swept the kitchen. And I made sure that the counters were all clean and stuff because my boys made some stuff for lunch earlier. And earlier when I was going out to check on the water guys, water company dudes, I went out and checked the levels in the pool. When I was out there first thing this morning, it was kind of low, so I stuck the water hose in it for a few hours. That was before they came to fix the water leak. And now it's normal, and I ran the pump today for a few hours. We're on that skimmer, make sure everything was all good. I actually cleaned out the bottom of the pool a couple days ago. Oh my god, I just pulled an earring off. Ah, where'd it go? Hair problems. Happens all the time with really long hair. See if I can do this part one-handed. Nope. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get some makeup on and stuff in just a little bit to go to town for senior pictures. But anyways, that's what I'm doing. My point was just, you know, try to do 4 things at once always makes me feel better. And then, you know, I get a few things off my list. I might go fold a load of laundry, which is something I need to do today because I did a load this morning. But for now, my rice is almost done, so I'll just get back to work. In fact, go like 5 minutes till my rice is done, so I think I will go fold some laundry. Then I'll finish the rice, then I'll get back to my desk to finish some work, and that's pretty much what my all day, every day looks like. Back and forth between housework and my work on my computer. Here's what it looks like after they got it done. Messy, but no plants harmed.
The vlog.
The vlog.
The vlog.
Vlog. The vlog. So we're on our way to have Konnor's senior pictures done. He's driving so that he can have some pictures done with his car. So this will be fun. So we ran into a really weird situation. We got like 5 minutes from home and Konnor's car was making like a weird noise and it almost sounded like a flat. So we pulled over and we checked and it was not a flat. And then we got a little bit further down the road and the brakes sounded really weird. Got a hair in my mouth. The brakes sounded really weird. So then we went back home, got my truck. Now we're here, so we'll do his pictures at home with his car. I'll just do it myself at some point. And then we came downtown Batesville, Arkansas, to used to be one of my favorite coffee shops. Haven't been here in forever, and they're closed. Like, permanently closed is what Google says. Can you believe that? The architecture here is just adorable. It was a charming place they made over, and we're like restoring the building and everything. And some of Riley's best senior pictures were taken here last year. And we're just, me and the photographer Wendy are both just bummed that it's all closed down. Oh, look, that's cool. Arkansas. Do what? Oh, they went over there. Well, I'm gonna stand over here in the shade. The photographer is a friend of mine, and she's very much an enabler when it comes to plants. I was over here observing this wild beautifulness that they've got in all these different places, and she told me to take to deadhead plants. So here I am. That's my 3rd and 4th echinacea, and then I got 2 pink ones from those right there, those taller ones. So, and then I stole a little seed pod head. It looked like, I think my plant app said it was called Lily of the Nile. Look at that moon. That is the full moon. This is like day 2 of the full moon, and it is like so huge. Let me see if I can zoom in. We're like almost home. Oh, well, you can kind of see. It is so bright. So it is the next day, and last night was so exhausting. We did the senior pictures, but because it's summertime, you know, and you've got to do it during that golden hour, we weren't done like almost 9. And then we went by Home Depot, got me some more mulch, not all that I need, but at least 12 more bags to kind of work on that. And then we went by Kroger and we did our weekly grocery haul. which was so expensive. So then we got Sonic while we were out, came home, got home at 10:15, put groceries away, and at the end of the day, no matter what time it is, if I've been out and doing things, I have to have like my unwind time before I go to bed. So my husband was already in bed, and I just sat on the couch watching YouTube videos, and was unable to go to sleep for a while because I had eaten Sonic before. And if I eat anything heavy, it stays kind of up here for at least a few hours, so I can't lay down or I'll throw up. So I ended up sitting upright on the couch, watching YouTube videos on my phone, and then I remember like dozing in and out and waking up and be like, oh, I want to finish this video, and like rewind it and then watch it some more, fall asleep again, doing that for like hours, it felt like. And finally, I think around 2 I went to bed, and I slept in until like 9. Today's Friday, so I've got work to do. This is also the evening that we get the girls, so I always have different things in my mind to make sure that I get through, which is weird. It's nothing that I'm sure they ever notice, but just preparing to have 4 kids home all weekend. So I always go through and I make sure all the laundry is done. I take out all of the trash. I make sure all of the towels are all put away, so all the bathrooms are stocked, the toilet paper, towels, all that stuff. And also I get groceries on Thursdays or Fridays, make sure that snack foods are stocked, if I gotta move anything from the back pantry to the front pantry. So that's my Friday. And I've not done most of that yet at all. But I woke up realizing that I needed to get the supper I plan on making in the crock pot like ASAP, because it takes 8 hours. And so I was looking at the recipe again to remind myself of what all I needed. I got most of the stuff I needed for it yesterday at the grocery store, and then I realized, oh my god, I don't have chicken broth or cream cheese, and I've got to have that. I'm making a white chicken chili, which is fantastic. Which I'll try to remember to share the recipe in the link below, because it's on Pinterest. Freaking love it. It's so good. Anyway, so I wanted to make sure and get that in the crock pot by 10, and so I quickly did the morning chores with like watering my container plants, feeding the animals, and just picking up the kitchen a bit, and then decided to hurry and run to Dollar General. So Konnor went with me. We ran over there to get the few things we needed, and by the time I got out of Dollar General, I felt like complete poop. I don't know what has come over me. I don't know if I'm getting sick. I don't know if I'm exhausted. I don't know what. But I felt like I had like a cold sweat coming out of the store. It just felt really weak and lethargic. I was like, man, this sucks. So then I just carefully drove home. Konnor said he didn't feel well either. We got home and Riley was up and he said he didn't feel well either. So now I'm wondering if the 3 of us are sick. What's going on there? I don't know, but anyways, so I have work to do and supper to get in the crock pot and plenty of things to do today. It's my last work day for the week, so I always make sure that I wrap every little thing up that I've got to do on Fridays so that I have zero concerns for work all weekend, and I literally don't think about work all weekend. So I need to do that. So I was just thinking to myself, since I feel like total poo, I think what I'm going to do is go take a shower, because I usually do that earlier in the morning. Anyways, I just didn't this morning because I woke up wanting to get to the store. So I think I'm going to take me a shower with some essential oils and just kind of like, I don't know, relax and refresh and hydrate and see if I get to feeling any better. And I'll show you the recipe a bit as I get it in the crock pot. And then tonight, it's really good. My husband doesn't like it because he doesn't like chicken, but it is like a fantastic version of chili. It's like really comforting. It's like a mix of chili and like a thick, creamy chicken soup. So like not like a brothy soup, but a creamy soup. And it's so good. Oh my God. I can't wait to make it. Anyway, so that's what's up with this Friday morning. And just thought I would mention, I try to be really self-observant. So if I'm not feeling well and something feels off, then I try and like self-diagnose. Okay, what is it? Am I tired? Am I sleepy? Did I forget my allergy medicine or whatever? Like, because I'm really snotty this morning, but I just took my allergy medicine like 20 minutes ago, so I'm sure that'll clear up and I'll feel better. But anyways, just trying to take care of me and get 1,000 things done. Okay, so I'm working on this recipe and I've just about got it ready to go all together. So let me show you what all it is so far. So in here we have the chicken, which is thawed, seasonings, and onion. And then the seasonings that went into this are cayenne, chili powder, but I have a hot Mexican style chili powder, which is really good. And then cumin and garlic. It calls for fresh garlic, but I didn't have it, so we're using powder. And then what we're fixing to add to it to finish up is you do a whole can of corn drained. You do 2 cans of white beans drained and rinsed, which I've got over in my sink. And then it calls for 8 ounces of diced green chilies, but I didn't have that, so I'm using Rotel because it's diced tomatoes and green chilies, and it's 10 ounces. So we'll sub with that. And then this is some of our fresh peppers I just got out of the kitchen garden the other day. This is gypsy pepper. It's a sweet pepper. So it's really not needed in the recipe, but I'm adding it just to add some freshness that we have available. So I'm going to throw it in. And then over here we've got the beans, which I've drained, but I still need to rinse. So now we're just going to add all this stuff together, including the chicken broth. And I have not added the garlic yet, so I need to do that. Okay, so it calls for 2 cloves of garlic minced, but when you're subbing powder, it is, I believe it's 1 clove of garlic equals 1/4 teaspoon of powder. So I did a 1/2 teaspoon of powder. So we're just going to stir this all together. Remember, the chicken is down there on the bottom. There it is. And what we're going to do is, I forgot that this recipe has a high version, so we're going to do it on high for 3 to 4 hours, and then we'll pull out the chicken and shred it, and then at that point we'll add the dairy products to finish it off. So I want to mention a couple things. I have a video on this full recipe over on my main channel from several years ago. I remember I was making this and my nieces came over and they absolutely loved it. It was the first time I ever made it. It was so good. Anyways, so if you want the full video on that, I will link that in the description below because it's from my other channel. Also want to mention that my Grove order came in, which I'm so pumped about. Love Grove, you guys. So I think I did a video about Grove on my other main channel. So I'm going to get this stuff put away, and then I'm going to have me a little salad doohickey like this. I love these from Kroger. This is Santa Fe style. So it's got chicken, blackened corn, and then like a, I don't know, like a spicy Caesar or ranch dressing, something like that. So I like getting those, but they don't stay fresh like super long in the fridge. So I usually only buy 1 or 2 at a time. And then I really just got to get to work, and that's what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day. So I'll just pick back up with you guys when I check in on the soup and show you what it looks like in 4 hours. So went ahead and got my kitchen all cleaned up, which is nice. Running the dishwasher because it was actually full, even though I normally don't run it this time of day, but that'll be fine. We'll just have some dirty bowls this evening, and that's about it. Decided to make some Kool-Aid on a whim, something we actually really don't do that often because it's really a treat. But I'm thinking part of why I don't feel very good is probably a little bit of like a sugar detox, because I'm trying to quit the Starbucks coffees in the can that you buy from the grocery store or like Dollar General or whatever. This is like my 2nd day without any, just because they're out, and I'm like, I really need to stop drinking those. Anyway, so I figure a little sugar will help me, and I've never tried this flavor. It's called like shark fin or something like that. Anyways, keep this extra jug here for when we make sweet stuff, and we use cane sugar for everything because it's a better source of sugar than just white sugar. It's more natural. So anyways, that's what I'm using. I'm making some Kool-Aid, have me some Kool-Aid and salad, and finally get to work. Got my candle and incense going, and salad and Kool-Aid ready to work. anyone ever says that I have a great life or great luck, dude, it's all perspective. So we've had so much trouble with our above ground pool this year. It's taken so much effort to actually get it started and open and cleaned and all that jazz. Our pump died halfway through the process, so we had to buy a brand new pump, which was expensive. Anyway, the tubing from the pump to the pool has been an issue. I ordered some on Amazon that were supposed to be the right ones, and they weren't. They were too small. We've had those the tubes that were too small for over a year. I got them last year. And the tubing that's on it now, which is original, so it's probably like 8 or 9 years old, in one spot, it's been really worn, and my husband has applied like all kinds of tape and different stuff and extra clamps and all these things to try and just make it work. And then finally this morning I had turned the pump on for a few hours. I do that every day so the skimmer runs and the water moves around. And I went out there to turn it off. And who knows how long it had been, but that hose just flew off and it was draining the pool rapidly. And it had gone down, like I literally put water in the pool yesterday. I might have mentioned that in the vlog, I don't know. But I literally had the water hose in there for like 4 hours yesterday, got it to the perfect level. It has now dropped like a good 6 inches, which if you know how long it takes to fill an above ground pool, that would take 6 to 8 hours probably at least to fill that back up. Oh my God, so annoying. So anyways, I finally decided instead of looking for stuff online, I would just call the nearest pool store, which is 45 minutes away in a larger town. Told them what size tubes we have that are too small. They have the next size up. My husband says it'll be perfect, but they close at 5. I'm slammed with work. My husband is slammed with work. He's got to work tomorrow morning, which is Saturday, which is uncommon. So I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, we're just not going to get this fixed until tomorrow or something. And then I just realized that I could just send Riley. So sending Riley to go pick up some tubes, and hopefully my husband can get them on tonight and everything will just be fine. But that's just adventures and shenanigans of our life. Okay, so we're back to check on this, and one thing I didn't show you is that I shredded the chicken. You can see that all in there. And it's cooked long enough that it's that time to add our dairy products. Oh, and I was going to give you a tip on shredding chicken. Best way in the world is take it out, put it in a bowl, and use a hand mixer, and it just shreds to pieces. Then our next step is to incorporate this cream cheese. So a little pro tip here is take some of our liquid from our soup. Just kind of set that in there. That will help it to start to soften. So if you add your cold or room temperature cream cheese and a little bit of the warmth of the soup, then you can just kind of break it down easier. And that's just so that it's not like chunky in your soup. So then, which it will continue to, the cheese will melt and everything as this cooks a little bit longer. Then last, we add heavy cream or half and half. And these are dairy products that go in at the end. It calls for either a fourth or a half a cup. I'm just being generous. This soup is on just keep warm because it's still about an hour away until supper time, waiting for the girls to get here. So we'll just mix this in. I think I'll go ahead and put it on low so that goes ahead and warms up and melts the rest of that cheese. You can see little cheese pieces in there. So we'll do low with the lid on and probably be ready to eat within 20 or 30 minutes. And it'll look so much better when it's done. Alright, so our soup's done. Here's how it looks. Nice and creamy. Oh, so good. So then here's where you do the special part. You add cheese. However much you like. I love cheese. You're just going to stir that in so that it starts to get melty. And then you top it with these guys. So good. They're very, very crunchy. And they have a flavor on them. Santa Fe style, Southwest style salad soups. Anyways, it's so good. A little spicy, not real bad. And then you can also put green onions, avocado, whatever else you want on this. But this is how I eat it, and it's fabulous. I hope you give it a try. And check out the other video linked below with the full recipe. So it's a Friday night, and I just got that soup I was showing you. Just brought it to my desk. And I'm going to be working a little bit later tonight. It's 7 o'clock, but I hate ending the week with things to do. So I'm thinking if I just like hyper focus the next hour and a half, I can be done by 8:30 and be done. This is a side of my life that people never see on my main channel because it's just all about gardening, and they're seeing me, you are just seeing me whenever I'm out in the garden doing what I love to do, which is my relax time, my hobby time, my passion. This is actually what I do all the time. Like, this is my life 90% of the time is what you see on this channel, which, you know, I know I'd say at least one night a week. I work until 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's 2 nights a week, but I had a lot to do this week, and I'm finally feeling like I'm getting there. So only other thing to look forward to in this vlog is tomorrow we're going to a baby shower and maybe a 6-year-old's birthday party. If they don't just completely overlap each other, we're going to try to get to both. So I totally forgot to do any video in the baby shower, but I took a bunch of pictures, so cut to that montage. So we just got home after going by Lowe's and getting some more mulch. Came home and my husband put our new tablecloth on there. That's so cute, it's watermelons. And he swapped out the ceiling fan. Yay! I made a quick stop by Dollar General, so I actually picked up some picture frames for the end tables, 2 cute lamps, and a couple of other little things. I can't remember what it was. Oh, a basket to put Hadley's toys in when we condense down. So maybe I'll do that tonight and show you, but right now my husband and Hadley are in the pool and I'm gonna go join them. Oh, look at that dirty window. There they are, and the sun is just setting or getting ready to set. It's beautiful out.